Good morning, everyone. So welcome back to our class on data analysis with Power BI. So today we are going to start on a new fresh page. We are starting with Microsoft Power BI. Microsoft Power BI. So when you talk about Microsoft Power BI, the BI that is included in the name is what is called business intelligence. So which means that Power BI is just a short form of Power Business Intelligence. So that is what the Power BI stands for. It's one of the many tools that Microsoft has, just like Excel and the rest. So, but this particular tool is basically built for the purpose of data analysis and the visualization. Whereby is basically used for showing what and what are inside your data to get an in-depth knowledge about your data. That is what Power BI does. So we have different type of Power BI that is available. We have Power BI desktop, which is the one that we have installed. That's called Power BI desktop. We also have Power BI mobile. We have mobile version of Power BI, and we have Power BI service. Power BI service is not free. It is the one that you pay for, and through which you can share people in the same organization can share data with each other. That is, whatever I do, I can publish to the Power BI service, and from BI service, every other person who is given a password or license to access the analysis can also log in to visualize, to interact, and see the results. So that is basically what Power BI service does. But the bulk of the job is done on Power BI desktop. This is where the job is done before taken into the service, Power BI service. Now, so once you launch your Power BI, you're going to get this is new for now. As of now, this early 2025 now. So this is the way your interface will look like once you launch your Power BI. You should have this kind of interface for analysis. Yes. So if you have the job you have done before, you can scroll down, go to see some recent job down. You will see some recent jobs on your desktop application, or you can open file and select locate where you have a server and try to select them. So and you can also click on this new report to get a new plain dashboard. You click on new button here. So from here it will take you straight into the Power BI desktop. So this is where we are going to build the visual. Now, and you see the option, there's an option called sign in. Don't bother to sign in unless you have Power BI license, or you have 365 can give you limited access too. If you have over 365, I think you can have some limited access to Power BI service. Are you getting me? So if you, because it comes, I think about $9 per month for full version, for full service. But if you are not working in a company wherever you are, want to share data with other people, there's no need to subscribe because you are not sharing with anybody out there. But for analysis, for visualization and dashboard, we are going to use this without signing in now. So that is just the basic thing that we have on the Power BI introduction. Now, we are inside Power BI. We've opened the Power BI. And on the left side, okay, let's start from the top. At the top, currently we have about 5 or 6 ribbon now. We have the Home tab, we have Insert, we have Modeling, we have View, we have Optimize, and we have App. So these are the tabs, and we have File also. So these are the tabs available for now. Tomorrow, they might change it tomorrow. If we click on File, under File, we have Save. We have Save As, we have Share, and we have Get Data, Import and Export. And finally, we have Publish. This is where you publish your report to the Power BI service. You can you export your report as a template or PDF. You can also import templates, visuals, or any other thing from other source. You can share you can get a shareable link by sending some. You can send it via email, and the person will be able to download the Power BI that you have. When you save Power BI is saved as PBIX. Let me click on Save As, and I'm going to save in the desktop. Let me click on Browse and save in the desktop. So we have Power, BMC Power BI, which product we, that is January DAX 2025. I'm going to save this. You will see that this file is going to be saved as PBIX, just like we have XLS in Excel or XLLS, XLXS. So all those things. So in Power BI, we say Power BI is PBIX. So now we have a name for our workbook. So now, so we are done with the File tab. Then go to the Home tab. This is where some of the things we are going to be using basically will reside. We have the Home tab. This is where we are going to get data. This is what has replaced the data option where we have get data and transform data under Excel. So this is get data. We're going to get data from here. Then we have transform and refresh. Under transform, we can also correct our data source settings. Assuming we've connected to a data and there is reason to change the location of that data, we need to locate that data again. We're going to use data source settings. And we have new visual, text box, more visual, new measure, and the rest. Under the Insert tab, we have new page, new visual, more visuals, question and answer, Q&A, key influencers, the computer tree, narrative, original reports, and the rest. Then we have modeling. That modeling, we have manage relationship, new measure, quick measure, new column, new table, new parameter, and the rest. Then we have view. Under view, we have what do we call it? Team. We have team. We have page view, mobile layout, grid line. All these are also there. And we have optimize. And then finally, we have help. So at the help, you can get some training videos, guided learning. I think this is a paid learning. We have Power BI community. We have BI community. This is where you can ask questions. If you are stuck on something, you can always ask questions. And we also have examples there. You can get some sample data sets, sample reports, community gallery, and partner showcase. So you can get some sample data sets here and get sample reports also from here. So those are what we have on the ribbon tab. Now let's come on to the main canvas. The main canvas are also divided into let me divide into 3. On the left side, we have views. Left side, we have views on the left side. So with this view that we have on the left side, we have report view, we have table view. Report view, this is where we build visual. The report view, this is where we build visual. Table view, this is where we view our data. Data, like just like the Power Pivot. Power BI does not upload your data. It only connects to your data. Please note that. Power BI only connects to data. It doesn't upload data. And so we have multiple views, but you can view your data from within Power BI. We have model view and we have DAX query view. This is where you view the DAX query in case you want to check the result of the query you've run. You see it under DAX view. So you can view that under that view. So in the center, so that's what you have on the left side. In the center, this is where you're going to build your visual. All your chart, everything will show inside in this main box here. Then on the right side, we have three options, three other we call it section there. We have data. This is where the list of your queries will show. We have visuals. This is where you select which visual you want to build. And we also have formatting. You build and you format at the same place. You build here, you format here. And the last one here, we have filter. We have filter buttons here. So those are the three sides into this. Okay. So let's get started now. First thing first. Okay, down here we have views. We have a desktop layout and we have mobile view. So depending on what you are building, you can either select either desktop or mobile view. And finally, we have page number. So here you can add page, just like we had page in Excel. You can add additional page by just right click and sorry, we have. Let me go back to mobile view. You can just click on the new page. You have page 2, page 3, page 4, and the rest, so on and so forth. So that is what we have here. Now let's go back to Home tab and get our data into Power BI. So when I click on Get Data, any question at this point before I move to Get Data? Any question? Question at this point? Okay. Let me assume that. Okay. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to click on import. I can select import data. If I'm selecting from Excel, I can select from import data from here, and I can click on get data from under source. I can get data from my SQL Server. So let's click on get data and see what we have here. When you click on get data, you can see the kind of data you can get. Common data source. We have Excel, BI semantic model, data flow, data file, SQL Server, analysis service, text on CSV, web, or data feed, and blank query. Then we will have more. When you click on more, it will now expand this list. We have all. We have files. These are the files that you can import to Power BI. We have database which you can connect to. These are different databases that Power BI can actually connect to. We have Microsoft Fabric. You can also connect to Microsoft Fabric. That's the warehouse. That's data warehouse. Then we have Power Platforms. These are Microsoft Power Platforms too. We have Azure from Microsoft also databases. But I think Azure have more of online database, a cloud-based database, online services, and others are different databases that you can connect to. You can see that there is a lot of databases that Power BI can actually connect to get data. So we just explore only few of this. I think in class, our previous class, I think we tried to get from the web. Very slow on that day. We not get that. So So let's quickly click on this on web. Let's see how it will look data from the web. I'm going to select I'm going to select on this and okay, let me get the sample data from sample data links from the web. Okay, let me price. And price of dollar in Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria economy was like of naira to USD this week. Naira to Puerto Rico. Okay. So let's see if I can get data set somewhere. Let me see if I can get data set. Okay. I'm checking it. Going to be released once I get it. Okay, I think we have it. Just see on cable now. So let's check from the cable. So this is loading. So let's check. Let's download the data set. Okay. So this is the link to the data set. So I think cable is not open. No, it's not an open this thing. Cable is not that open. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we are able to get it here. Copy the cable requires login. Let's click on this and click OK. Let's see if connect anonymously. If we get some data from there. Okay, I think it's getting there. So this is a way by which you can connect. You can see that the data we are not downloading the data into our desktop. We are only connecting to the web. So and the essence of connection is once you connect your data to the web, you can always refresh and it will update itself automatically. Once it's able to reach the data set in the cloud, it's going to connect. Then click on this. Let's preview what we have here. Then we don't need this. You can just uncheck this. Let's try this and see preview. Don't need anything here. Let's check here. Okay, column. We don't need anything there. Let's go. Okay, data calendar, this and that. I think there are some information here that may be useful, the rate, currency, whatever. So we have this. There's no data here. There's no data in this thing that we copied. So, but if there is a data there, these are the tables available on that page. If there is a data set directly there, because data set is actually here, data here. That's that. So get data from SQL Server. For example, let me open my SQL Server. So I will click on SQL Server here. While that is loading, what I will need the database name of the database login. So when you open your SSMS, that is your SQL Server database. So you have this database. This is a server name. I can take this server name and go back to my Power BI and paste this. That is server name. So you can import and you have direct query. So let's just click on this for now, and I can say use my current credential, connect. I'm able to connect with it. That's just using a script. Okay, let me try and log in. Okay, I've connected already. So in my database, this is what I have. I don't have much in my database. Let's say this is what I have now. So from here, I can connect. I can connect my data. All the tables I have will show in my databases. So here there's no. We have some things there. So this is where you're going to connect the table. You have your tables. When you get to SQL class, you see how tables are managed in SQL. Create a table inside SQL. Come import that particular table from here into Power Query Editor or Power BI. Then have to connect with that. So now let's now go back to the main thing that we do, which is Excel and CSV. The data set we are using today is actually sales data, and the sales data is in CSV format. Most of them, I think, they are in CSV, Microsoft Excel, comma separated value. So CSV files allows Excel to house more data because it's just a text format. But Excel is opening it because of the way Excel is built. They work hand in hand. But these data are not Excel. They are CSV files. They are text files. They are text-based files. So which means that you can have like 20 million rows in CSV, while the maximum Excel can take is just 1,040,000 or so. The maximum Excel row. But with CSV can house more data. So if you try to open that in Excel, your data will not complete. But you can connect using Power Pivot or use Power Query Editor. Now let's click on the get data and use text to CSV. Let me locate my data, sales data, sales data. This is it. So I'm going to start with my customer and click on open. So I'm connecting my data right away. I'm connecting my data now. Okay, so when I connect my data, we have three options, just like we explained when we have, when we have two options, like I explained during the Power Pivot class. We have load or transform. So sometimes you can extract a using example, but like you said, ETL, this is just a sample data based on the first 200 rows. If you have like 1 million rows or 2,000 rows or 3,000, this is just showing like 200 rows. You can increase this if you want to base it on entire row server. But for now, let's just stay with that 200 rows, which is a sample of our data. Now we have two options, either to load or transform. If you have prepared your data and you are just going for analysis straight, you just transform the data straight into the analysis into the server. But if you want to clean or you are not sure of the state of data, just click on transform data. So that will take us to Power Query Editor. You can see that exactly what we have under Power Query in Power Pivot in Excel. So I said that the knowledge of what we are learning there will be useful here again. Now, let's look at this data. The moment you get your data in, two things must be checked. One, check if your data has header, and two, check the data type, the type of the data that you have. In this case, our data has header. The header means the customer name, the prefix, the first name, the last name. These are the header to our table. So the next thing now is to check the type of data that we have. The type that we have here, we have 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3, what does it mean? Let me click on it. 1, 2, 3 stands for whole number. And we can agree that this is our own number. But in standard, when you are working with keys or ID, key or ID can be either text or number. Either of the two can work, but you must have your standard that we use. If you use text, you must make sure you use text for all your key. If you use number for key, make sure you use number. Not that you use customer key, text here, and customer key in another table, you now use number. It will not work together. So if you are using text as a customer key, make sure it's going to be text. Anywhere you are seeing customer key, it must be text. Okay. Is that clear? Is that clear? I'm explaining the key.
Yes, it is. It's clear.
Okay. Now we move to prefix. Prefix is an header, and the text inside is ABC. What does it represent? Text, which is correct. Then we move to first name, text, last name, text, birth date, text. This is wrong. This is wrong. I'm going to click on this and try to change it to date. So let's add a new step. So this is step that we've added a new step now. Added a new step, but you can see, that everything is error, 100% error. Remember what went wrong? Exactly what we did while we were working in Power Paper. The first thing we'll do is when you have error in Power Query, no Control Z in Power Query. Please, the first thing you do is remove the step you took. And see all the steps we are taking will be recorded on the right side under Apply step. So I'm going to remove this step so that I go back to where I am. Then we're going to use the locale, because if you look at this date, the problem with this date is that the date is stored as month, day, and year. Month, day, 5/14/1965. But in my own case, my date is DMY, date, month, year. So Power BI could not reconcile. It could not accept. It could not understand that this is a date. So in that case, you need to explain to Power BI that this thing you are seeing is the date and time on this. And you can see that some are correct. You know why some are correct? Because this date it has taken it as April 8th. Because 4 is still less than 12. That's why it shows like correct, but it's wrong. It should be what? It should be August 4. It should be August 4, not April 8. So in case you see a date like this, please try to understand what the date is. I'm going to remove the step again. I'm going to use locale to clean this. Click on locale and explain the date you are having here. You want to tell Power BI that this is the date. I'm going to explain the kind of date that is there to Power BI. Tell Power BI, okay, this is the date and time, and the date and time here is what? Is in US format. It's US format that we have there, which is the day, month, day, and year. So this is a sample of the data we have here. We are telling Power BI that. We click OK. Power BI will now convert it to the one that is the same with my system. It's okay. I think with what we have here, let's see if we can change to ordinary date. Since all the whatever is just let's change to ordinary date. We don't need the point at the back. All those. So that is done. Any question at that point?
No question at all.
Okay, good. Now let's move to the next column. This column does not have header and it's 100% empty. Let's check. Let's check. Everything is blank. Let's load more and see if everything is blank. Based on 1000 row is blank, but let's be sure 100%. You can see here we have column profiling based on 1000 rows. I'm going to click on this. That all these 100% that are seeing is based on 1000 rows. I'm going to click on based on and clicking on column profiling based on entire data set. Entire data set. So let's work with the entire data set and see what we can do. So let's check now. It's still empty. So I don't think we need that column, right? Just click on remove column and it will go. This is remove column at the top here. So we have marital status M and S, which is married and single. Or do you have another one? We only have two. We have married and we have single. Let's load more and see if there are more. We only have two based on the entire data set. Then you click OK. If you like, you can change them to male and female, married and singles. Let's click on this and then go to transform data. Then click on the what do you call it? Replace value. Where is replace value? You see replace value here. Okay, is this? I think we should have at the home tab too. So we are looking for M. Wherever you see M, change to married. And it's okay. So we are still on the same column, replace value and the S for single. Okay. So we are done with that. So the same thing applicable to gender. Let's see how many gender we have. Gender type we have. We have F, M, and NA. Let's load more. We got any other. So we only have three types of genders there. Okay, we can just replace the name for easy analysis. We have M for male. It's okay. And replace value again. We have F for female. It's okay. Oh, let me correct this. Let me be capital head. Okay. So okay, then we have email addresses. It's text format. Type is text. Then we have annual income. The annual income is the text. That is wrong, right? So let's change it to either fixed decimal or whole number or decimal number, any number of your choice. But for now, because it's currency, let's click on the fixed decimal. Okay, we are having error. Let's check how many percent error we have. Remember how I get these into the top of my dashboard, my Power Query. Click on column. Under view, we have column quality. If you uncheck this, it will go up. If you check it back, it will be back. So we have 100% error. Why? Let's look at data again and see what is wrong with it. It doesn't understand that this is a number. Can you explain what is happening here? Can somebody try to get the problem here? Try what is causing this problem. This is it.
Because of the dollar sign that is included.
Okay, because of the dollar sign that is included. So even in Excel, when you have something like this in Excel, let me quickly bring my Excel fresh page. Let's see what is happening here so that we can get it better. We have 2,000, and we have 2,450. and we type what we try to add them together, you can say equals to this plus this, which is correct. If I put dollar sign in front of it, but if I come here and I type 2000 and I type 2450, but I format, if I format this as a currency and I use US dollar, you can see that we are having is showing the same thing, but they are not working the same way. Why this is adding up, this is giving error because this is manually typed. So the same thing is applicable. You can see that it's not adding up here. The same thing is the reason why Power BI is finding it difficult to resolve, to convert this back to Naira or any currency of our choice. How do we resolve this? Mr. Rashid, can you help us? How can we resolve this? To you, yeah.
So,
Mr. Rashid, over to you.
so you can resolve it by changing the formatting to accounting format.
There's no account format here. We only have few decimal, and we have done it. It gave us error. If you in Excel too, it will not give you any solution in Excel also. If you like,
Then
change this to accounting format. That's what will happen. Let me change it. Can you see? Nothing is happening.
okay. Then
The
we'll
same thing
have
will
to
happen.
remove the dollar sign. We have to clean the data, remove the dollar sign in front of
Exactly. You have to remove it because it's manually typed. You have to remove exactly.
yeah.
All right. So you go to Home tab and click on the Home tab, place value. Place value like we did earlier. What are we replacing? Dollar sign. With what? With nothing. It's okay. So we have removed the dollar sign now by using what? Replace value at the top left, top right here. Then we'll have total children. It's number. Okay, let's now change. Let's try and change this to quick decimal now or anything now. So I think it's okay now. This is looking like a real number now. It's now in the currency format. Then we have total children. I think that is correct. And the number. Education level also correct. We have occupation is correct. Homeowner, that yes or no. We don't know whether they have home or not, but at least the data type is correct. So I think that's the end of the data, the columns, all the columns we have here. Now let's see what kind of cleaning can we do possible in the Power BI. One, we have names, name, first name, last name. Is it possible for us to merge the name together? Yes. I click on the first one, hold I click on the last one. I've selected 3 columns. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I want to merge these 3 columns together into one single column. There are 2 places where I can do that. I can go to transform data and click on merge column. I can also click on add column and click on merge column. You can see from 2 different places. But the difference is, if I click on it from here, it will write off this data, merge column. Asking me what should be a separator there. I want the space between them. Then I can click OK. The new name would be what? Full name. Let's call it the full name. Full name. That is going to be a new column name. Let me click OK. You can see that the old columns, you can't find them again. The Mr. previous, all those things are gone. That is how it works under transform data. So I'm going to remove it. Remove the step of match query. Now, let's do the same thing under add column and see the difference. Go to add column and click on merge column. What do you want to be? I want to use in the separator. space, separator, and the name is what? Full name. And it's okay. Now, this will create a new column while we still have the old column enter. We have a new column, but the old column are still enter. Can you see a new column now? That is how merge columns. Anything you do under add column will add a new column for you. Anything you do under transform will replace the existing data that you have. Is that clear? Whatever you do under add column will create a new, brand new column. And whatever you do under transform will only change the data and to another thing that of your choice. So that is that. So the next thing we look at is we have get the full name, but we want the name to be in proper form, like we did in Excel. Proper form, proper function in Excel. Here we don't write Power Query. You can write Power Query M code. This code is called M code, but this is an advanced stage when you will be learning. If you will learn how to use M code, edit M code. You can learn just like we have macros in Excel. So you can also, each step we took is writing code for them. You can see every step we took has its own query. Every step has its own query. Table, transform, column, change type, birthday type, time, and the English is US. So that is what's happening here. So let's go back to what we have there. I want to change this name to proper form. How do we do that? I will click on this. I will go to where I have under the home tab. Sorry, when I transform data, we have what is called format. You can format to lowercase, it's quite in uppercase, and you can capitalize each word. You can also trim extra space off, like we learn under text function. You can trim, and let's focus on this one for now. And you can also add prefix. Let's say you have a name, you have prefix, you want to add something to them, you use prefix. And you have what are you adding to them? You put it here. But let's focus on what you want now, and that's going to be what? Capitalize it. We now have Mr. John Young. Is capitalized, while the other ones are in a small letter. So let's now try and remove this column. I'm removing these three columns. I will right click or go to Home tab and click on Remove Column. There are two options here. We have to remove column and we have to remove other columns. Sometimes I can just select these two columns and I will click and remove other column. Other column will go home. Everything we are doing here does not affect the original data. The original data is very intact. Nothing has changed in the original data. All the magic we are doing is everything hangs inside our Power BI. So let's become all the things that is that. You can also remove rows. You can remove rows. Let's say I want to remove the top 10 rows. We have 100, 1100 to the last one. I want to remove 1100 to 11010. I can say, okay, I can remove the top row. I can remove the bottom row, and I can remove alternate rows, or remove blank rows, or remove errors. So we can remove anything from our rows, and let's remove top rows for now. I want to remove 10 rows on the top, from the top, and click OK. You can see that we are starting from what? 11011. We are starting from what? 11011. So I'm going to return that. So now let's look at the next thing we can do with this data. I want us to do something here. Education level, like we did in our create a conditional column for our customers. And the column is going to look like this. Those whose annual income is less than 70,000. I'm going to give them just a classic card. They are classic card customers. People with up to like maybe 100,000, you can make them a gold or silver customer. Then 100 to 140 gold, and the last one will be platinum. So let's try and see how we can write that in Power Query. Remember, we are adding a new column. That's where you can see, that's where you can find conditional column. A column based on condition. Click on this. This is what we use if nested if to do. If this is this, comma, if this is this, and all those things. This is nested if. But in Power Query, is nested if is a drag and drop. We want to create a customer card. Customer card. We now say, okay, if the customer is the annual revenue, annual income is less than or equal to 70,000. What I'm going to give you them with what classic card. The add clause. Else, if annual income is less than or equals to 100,000, want to give them what? Silver card. Then you have another additional one. If annual income is okay, let's make it 50,000, 100,000, 150,000. We call them. We are going to use them what? Gold card. Oh, sorry. That's the gold card. And the last one is if all this, if it doesn't fall into this category, then it's going to be platinum. The same way we started from classic, we can also start from platinum. It just be greater than less than or equals to. Oh, this is less than or equals to. That is go to what? Greater than. So also this less than or equals to. So that is how to add additional column. Let me click OK. I think in our Power Pivot, we did something like that where we use weekday or weekend. It's something like that. Okay, so the type of data is what is text. I can change the type to text. We have a new column. That is that. What else again can we do with this? Our data. We have a full name. We have homeowner. Just replace with yes or no. Y for yes. And the N for no. Why? Yes. Okay. And N for no. Replace value. N for no. Then click OK. Okay. So we are. I think we are good for now. If there's anything, we'll come back. Okay. Now let's look at something. I want to create under here. I want to create column from example. I want to create column from what? From example. Now, for example, I'm going to select. There are two options here. You can select a particular column where you want to get example from. Now, let me quickly do something now. Let's look at this column where we have email address. I select this column and I click select from selection. Then we have, I'm writing Q24 here. I double click inside that place and I write Q24. Now, if I come to the second one and I type Eugene, just like what we have, what do we call it? Flash field in Excel. So, by now you can see that Power Query has discovered that I'm picking what I have before this add. If I'm okay with this, that's a simple way by click of creating a column. You can see that I've created a column from what? From the selection. Now, there's an example for Power BI to follow. So now, let's create another column. From entire column now. Now we have Joe 24 here, we have Mr. Joe, and we have Mr. Joe there. So let me create another column again. This time around, we have children to be two children, 3 children, 0 children, okay? Let me create from example. I will click on from all columns. This time around, I'm not selecting a single column. From all columns, find 2. No, what we have there is 2, right? That's okay. 2 children. You see that it has discovered the column that has this number. If we have 2 columns, we have that has 2 in 2 columns. We have to do like 2 or 3 rows. That's the reason why when I was doing that, because there is John here, so it does not know whether I'm using this John to get 24 or the John from the selection. That's why we have to use like 2 steps before Power Query to detect the trend. So those are the way by which we can extract, create another column from selection. So let me delete this step for now, cancel the step, and then let me remove this step by clicking on this. So we have this. Now let's bring another data into the system. Now this time around, I will go back to Home tab again. Then we now have New Source. Now we are in Power Query now. We now use what? New Source. And the CS here. Let's bring in our product table. I bring in our product table. So any question on the so far on the customer data? If there's anything you think that we can also do with customer data, let's know so that we can try it out. Okay. I'm bringing product table now. Product table is coming in. This is a product table based on what? 200 rows. Click OK. So we have the header and we have the data type. Don't forget those 2 things. Very important. This is number. This is number. This is the text. This is the product name, model name, description. Let's look at description. Universal fit. Universal fit. Well ventilated. I think it's different from what we have here. Description. And what is it again? We have product color. We have the color. We have the the size, we have type. All these are text. But here, something here. Okay, we are coming there. It has header. But the header here, there is something wrong with header here. We have numbers and we have text. We have number and we have text. So if I select this, I can't make it number. But by standard, I want to believe the most correct thing are text. Large, medium, small, and Excel. Large, medium, small, and Excel. Extra large. So these are the sizes we have. How do we now convert all these ones back to this? How do we do that? Can you suggest how to change all these 62 or whatever to XL, M, and XL? How do we do that? What I do now is called data cleaning. How do we do that? So we pick the numbers one by one. We have 56. We have 56. We can call it, I don't know this, I don't know size much, but we can call it large. It means wherever you see 56, turn it to large. So if you check now, 56 will not be there again. So these are errors. These are the errors that data validation has come to clear for us in Excel. So if the data is validated, then it will not bring out this kind of error for you. So let's do another one again. If you have if it's a minor error, let's say out of how many rows do you have in total? If there is a, we have 93 rows. So if it's a, let's say we have only one or two errors out of like 3 million rows, we have two errors. You can just, and you know that you cannot affect the data, you can just isolate them, just remove them straight away. Just remove them from the data, and that is all. And just uncheck it and load your data to filter it out. But because it's merged, so that's why we are using what replace value. To remove okay, I'm coming there on that nail. So let's use 62, and I'm going to make it L also. Okay, the two will work. So that's how we're going to use. We are going to create the place value for each of them and ensure that what all those numbers are clean. So we will now have length. We have large, small, extra large, and medium only in this column. And let's look at the style. OMUW. So I don't know what that stands for, but that is that. I think that still makes some senses. Then we have this.
I think M is male, U is unisex, and W is for women.
Okay. And O. What about O? Is it O or 0? I don't know. Okay, that is that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the description. So we have the product cost. Is the number 1.2? That's okay. This one, if you like, you can change it to what? To fixed decimal, which is more of currency. And, we also have the price, also the same thing. Okay, so those are the cleaning we have done so far here. Now, there's something here. Sometimes when you are working, look at this description. Somebody wants to know What kind of clothes are selling more? Is it universal fit or which one are actually selling most? You want to know the kind of things that sell the most, you know, and they are together in the same column. They're together in the same column. What we can do is this. Let me quickly do something now. Let me click on this product and duplicate this. Look at where I am. Clicking on the product and I want to duplicate. Okay. Now I can select these two this product description and where the product is. The reason why we actually that here, let's say you are working, with restaurant, whereby they use like a product to distribute the pizza or to sausage or food, something like that. You want to use mode in all the products. Are you getting me now? You want to know which material actually appear most. Can we mute? There is noise from the background. Okay. So when we have something like that, whenever we use this thing I'm going to show you now. I'm selecting this column. I want to split the column. You can split by what? By delimiter. I think there is comma between them. There is comma between them. I'm going to use comma to split by delimiter. We have other options too. By number of character. By number of character means you can say, okay, I want to split like 10 rows, 10 characters. Like right function, left function in Excel. You can say, okay, I want to split by number of character. I want to split just 10 characters from the back, from the right, as far right as possible. And see it will split the data for you. Picking the 10 characters from the left, from the right, as we move the step. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to split using the delimiter. So what to use was comma is there at each occurrence. Click OK. So it means we now have how many columns? We have like how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is that comma between lightweight and snap? Let me check. Let's check again. Okay, let's leave it like that. For what we are doing is learning. Now, next thing we are going to look at is, but you know that this spot 10, this product 211 is still the same product that house these the on visor. Oh, sorry, I've removed this before. Delete this that position. That is the reason why we're having issue here. I was surprised. I've removed this step. Let's split again. Like the limiter and the limiter is comma. If it is something that we are going to copy and paste, let's say the limiter is not comma, you can use custom. Then you come and put the delimiter here. Sorry, you put it there. Whatever is between them, put it there. But for now, it's comma. And at each occurrence, sometimes you have 3 commas. If you only want to expand the one on the left, or only the last one after the last comma. Or, but if in this case, I'm going to use each occurrence, every comma you see, split it. It's okay. So I think we should have like 4 columns now. 4 columns. Okay. You know that this product for 10 with a 211 is the same product that has the 4 description. 4 on Python, lightweight, printed, and this and that. So just like I said earlier, with the bread, you can have butter, milk, sugar, flour, and the rest to produce the bread. When you are producing meat pie, also you need flour, sugar. So you want to see which product appear the most. You just select all these columns. I'm clicking on the 4 column now. What I'm going to do now is what is called on pivot column. I'm going to click on pivot column. Let's see what we get. And you see that we now have this one has now been increased to 4. The spot element red is now appearing 4 times with further fit, well painted, this and this. So that is how that is done. You can remove this now. We don't need this column again. I'll remove this column. Now you can see each number of times that this one will appear. Now, if you want to create a unique, let's say you want to create a unique, want to know how many kind of a description do we have, you can just come here and remove duplicate. Remove duplicate from this column, and you can see the number of products, number of the description that we have. Everything is there. You can see the number of description that we have. How many? 156 description that we have. You can analyze based on this and see the number of times they appear. But let me remove this and let me keep this column. But we will not load this to Power BI. We don't need it to Power BI. But let me click on this. This enable load. I will remove this enable so that when we are going to Power BI, it will not follow us. You can see after clicking enable disable load, you can see that the product is now bending somehow. It's like in slant form now, like 8 leaks. It's now looking like 8 leaks now. So that means the data is not following us when we are loading to Power BI. So at this point, I would like to cut the video and then we'll continue from there.